The Aussie social ban, post, repost, and the social pendulum swings back. Welcome to the Unlimited Supply Podcast, your daily music business TLDR in your ear, powered by a punishing amount of TikTok scrolling and trolling, and brought to you by No Disc, helping music, technology, and finance companies navigate the music industry, and partnered with Digital Music News. It's December 10th, 2025. I'm Lars Murray. It's Viral Wednesday, but before we go viral, this one's about a week old, but it's been nudged out on a daily basis. Congratulations to the karaoke app Singa. I owe a bit of a debt to Singa CEO Atte Hujanan for teaching me the valuable lesson to always display my logo at conferences, but I digress. Singa has been around for a couple of years. It's a nifty phone-based karaoke app that you can take pretty much anywhere. It beats the hell out of YouTube karaoke in my humble opinion, and Singa last week announced that it had secured a license from Merlin on top of their existing deal with Warner, which means that Singa just got a lot cooler. So for those of you wanting to do deep dives on indie karaoke, if you want to do a karaoke version of Ciao Bella by Bar Italia, or something by, say, the Arctic Monkeys, looks like Singa is going to be able to accommodate you, which is pretty cool. In the famous last words department left over from yesterday, a Tech Tuesday story, the title is, quote, "Why the AI boom is unlike the dot-com boom." I mean, come on, New York Times, do you really have to poke the bear like that? I honestly don't even want to read the article. I just want to go to my portfolio and hit sell, sell, sell. But I will resist. There is safety in numbers, and I'm no stock picker, but come on, New York Times. The Times' David Streitfeld did the honors on this one, and he's either absolutely right or he will become a symbol of hubris in the future. Link in the show notes. All right, let's get viral. To be fair to the New York Times, they also ran a pretty essential article on AI usage in social media, which has long been anticipated with dread and appears to be playing out just like that as platforms like Sora proliferate. Lee Meyers and Stuart Thompson covered the phenomenon, and while it's not particularly surprising to learn about deepfakes afflicting private citizens all the way up to the president, still it's a good update on the current state of that dubious art. Hey, it's almost like the New York Times is relevant. In another social media article this week, ZIegler sums up for the olds the phenomenon of the accidental Instagram repost, which has been plaguing and embarrassing the boomers since its advent in August, as the olds inadvertently repost the naughty bits and embarrassing things they're following. Just like with deepfake videos, this phenomenon is plaguing the famous and the not-so-famous alike, albeit it tends to hit a little less sophisticated users rather than the more sophisticated users who are exploiting AI. If you are an old and you want to avoid cringe moments and reposting accidents, head over to the Old Gray Lady. They got your back. And as of yesterday, there's a funny phenomenon going on in Australia. All of a sudden, it was reported that teen attention spans had doubled overnight, that 15-year-olds were suddenly speaking in complete sentences and looking their parents in the eye, and going outside and playing cricket instead of doom scrolling. As of yesterday, there are no teens under 16 using social media in Australia. Yeah, okay. No, that's not exactly going to happen, but it is now technically forbidden for under 16s to use social media in Australia. It went into effect yesterday. Every traditional news outlet in the world, the BBC, Reuters, NBC, Bloomberg, CNN, The Guardian, the Associated Press, they're all reporting this story with barely suppressed glee. But of course, Andrew Hutchinson at Social Media Today has what Paul Harvey would call the rest of the story, which is that they've already started to find ways around the ban. Who knew? Realistically, the ban probably won't keep teenagers off the platforms, but what it will do is cut off the livelihood of under 16 influencers. Whether the ban and its widespread flouting make the medium worse or spur some sort of unexpected creativity that makes it better remains to be seen. I'm going to handicap that at about 50-50. And worker bees take note. It's not really news to anybody that social networks have been getting less and less social. Kids today are scrolling like crazy, but they're not seeing their friends' posts on Instagram and TikTok so much as they're seeing content from professional creators and various other virals. But every now and then, the social pendulum swings back in the other direction, and that's what TikTok did this week as it added shared feeds to its interface. Instagram has something similar. A shared feed will enable a user to do just that with another user, to curate content that appeals to their shared interests, which theoretically should bring people back together at the same time as it's another twist in the ever-changing world of social interfaces for the digital worker bees of the music industry to consider and build around. Be interesting to see what kind of creativity and community this one spawns. Andrew Hutchinson had the story over at Digital Music News. Meanwhile, over at Pinterest, they announced a new deal with... who the hell cares about Pinterest? Next. As for what's actually viral this week, Post Malone's White Iverson is riding a "my storage is getting full, let me delete some photos" trend to the tune of 130,000 videos this week, rocking along at 38K per day. Our Christmas meme sound of the week is an original sound by Wildcrafted Studio that takes the track Twinkling Lights by LA singer-songwriter Auni. It has 500,000 videos created, and it's clipping along, just like Post Malone, at 38K per day. Our viral correspondent Lydia Valentino couldn't join us this week, but she did file this report. People love an actor's musical side project, so here's a blast from the past. I Thought I Saw Your Face Today, a 2008 deep cut by She and Him. That's Zooey Deschanel and M. Ward. That reaches number 2 on US Viral Spotify. A lot of edits of that one have been Stranger Things related, stemming back to one particular edit released on November 7th by a 17-year-old at @itsaiden_edits. For a show as prominent as Stranger Things on a platform as wide as TikTok, as opposed to, say, Tumblr, one edit can spread a song a lot further than expected. Thank you, Lydia. You can check out Lydia's weekly V30 playlist on YouTube. There's a link in the show notes. And that's another Viral Wednesday. If you're a label, distributor, or publisher, and you want to provide advance funds to help your artists invest in their careers with zero risk to your business, you should be working with Roy-Fi. Roy-Fi will provide everything you need to make the advance, the funding, the technology, and they'll assume the risk. Best of all, it costs you nothing, and you can make some money and you can even make some extra money along the way. Roy-Fi provides advance funds for some of the biggest and most respected distributors in the industry. For more info, hit me up directly or visit royfi.com. And we're also supported by Hangout.fm. Hangout by Turntable Labs Inc. is the new social listening platform where users connect, discover new music, and play over 100 million songs with their friends and family. If you like what you hear, please hit that follow button wherever you get your pods. I live for your praise and encouragement, but don't just tell me. Seriously, it only matters if you drop us a rating and or a review on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or Spotify, and tell a friend or 3. Links are in the show notes, but you can also visit unlimitedsupplypod.com to sign up for our newsletter, to tell us what you think about the show, to suggest feature ideas, to feed us info, to feed us lunch, to grind an axe, to call us out on our dubious assertions, and to tell us what we're missing out on. I'm Lars Murray, and remember, in this business, no conflict means no interest. And this is an open call for axe grinders. I'm looking to fill the weeks that I go on vacation with some wise, pointed, or even snarky opinions. If you want to grind an axe on unlimited supply, reach out to me. You know where to find me.